Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. When we left off last time, we were starting construction on a drilling ship so that we can get some resources stockpiled here. Before we go any further, I need to check and see where we're at with our resources. So, let's go into our refinery here. We click on that tab, it's going to bring us into the it's going to bring us into the menu of the system that we clicked on there. 768 iron ingots. We have quite a bit of gravel. Let's go to our construction panel here. By going to that one, we have 100 reactor components. So, that being said, we're gonna need some more steel plates. How many did I have? How many of those did I have? I need to collect my components here. Go to storage. Alright. And we're going to keep our resources in that one. And components in this one. So all the steel plates I have are on me. Every time you do something in the assembler, it's going to keep the resources in the assembler, so you'll have to do a lot of sending resources back, and it seems like it always takes more than it needs. So we're gonna need a lot more steel plates and small steel tubes and motors and stuff like that, so let's go ahead and get some of that going. We'll need a lot of steel plates, so let's just build about 500 and that'll get us started. We'll do the same with small steel tubes. And let's go to our other assembler and get it making some motors. And what are we short? We're short on iron ingots, but we can fix that in a minute. What I may do, I'm going to jump off camera here and do some mining because I need to stockpile just a little bit more iron and stuff and get it going so that we have a decent amount going. I need to check real quick on my... Oh yeah, we had some good uranium inflow there, but we're going to be using uranium for a while as we're as we have our stuff running. So I'm gonna get back in here and I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Okay, I think I got properly stockpiled now. I need to refill my inventory so I can get started here. And now that I'm looking at this, I put this in a very bad spot. Let me grind this down real quick and I'll be back when I have it reset. Okay, so I think I'm getting there. I'm just gonna wait for my energy to pop up here so I can get back to it and show you where I'm going. I want to make a type of ship that's able to tunnel through anywhere I'm going. I'm also gonna want to put a connector on this ship. Actually, I'm gonna go up here and grind down this collector that's up on top of this connector up here because I'm never going to use that. I think the connectors pretty much made that item obsolete, but maybe I'm just being narrow-minded. There we go, we're done. So let's come down here and take a look and give you my basic layout. I basically have it set on a wide path, and there will be another one. Oh, wrong button. There will be another one in the middle here, and then probably one on the top and one on the bottom, but I'm going to get the rest of the ship laid out before I go there. I've got my refinery in here, and a medium cargo container. And that's where I'm at with this right now. This is going to develop, and I don't know if I want to put all this on camera because I'm really derpy when I'm building a ship. But I will do my best. Alright, so as I'm charging here, let's talk about this a little bit. Got my thruster assembly on here. I have lateral thrusters, I have rear-facing thrusters, and I have downward-facing thrusters. I need to add in my upward-facing thrusters and my reverse thrusters. And I'm trying to think about that a little bit here. I think where I'm at, I can just come in here right beside my downward-facing thrusters from my upward-facing thrusters and get all my thruster assembly right there in one package. But in this, and my reverse thrusters are always my challenge. I think what I'll end up doing is going on top. I just have to make sure I'm far enough back that it doesn't destroy any of my mining assembly. So, either that or I'll have to push that forward, which I think is what I'm going to do, because I don't really like where I'm at right now. But I'm going to get my thrusters finished first so that I can do this and then raise the ship up. So let's get on that. Alright, looks like we got those built. So now I need upward facing thrusters. And that should work. I'm going to encase the bottom now, and then we'll work on our rear facing thrusters. Yeah, we're looking pretty bulky on the bottom there. I'm not sure I want to take that any further. So let's encase the top here and see what that's going to look like. Man, I thought I overdid it on the thruster components, but I nailed it almost just perfectly. We were almost short. Alright, so here's what I've come up with. I have decided that instead of trying to make it look pretty, because right now it's just not going to look pretty, my first priority needs to be getting it operational, because we're going to need these resources pretty quick. So now it's flyable. So I'm going to take these off now. And I'm also going to take this section off. Oh, I'm getting low on suit energy. And take that back. Now we can scoot up a little bit and we'll have some room to work underneath. Take her for a little spin. Oh yeah, I may need to lay off on the gyro just a little bit. Yeah, I just about had a bad day. Oh yeah, because it's extremely light. I usually build these things out of heavy armor. So, I'm going to need to dial down my gyroscopes a little bit, I think. I can just turn them off, but I want to wait until I get the drill assemblies on there before I do it. I'm used to building these things out of heavy armor. You know, the update last week, or I think it was last week, that turned the cargo ships hostile. Before that, we could just go take any ship that we wanted and bring it back and grind it down for parts, and it was extremely easy to get you know, components and stuff before you actually had the raw resources to construct them. So, you know, it's part of the game. Game is an alpha. It's going to change all the time, so you got to change with it. I got to figure out how far ahead I want this thing to go. So let me do some looking. I'll keep recording, and I'll be back when I have a clue what I'm doing. I just realized I forgot an important component in any mining ship. Can anybody guess what it was? I think I'll be okay just throwing it on underneath here, though. We need an ore detector. Let's do this. Okay, I think I've got it figured out. I think this is going to cover all the holes that I need to cover. But I'm going to get her welded together, and then we'll take her out for a test run. Okay, getting closer. Just kind of getting the last couple bits of my components together. And I needed to charge. This thing was actually a lot cheaper to build than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't sure I was going to get all of my drills done. I realized it was kind of an ambitious project. Most people, when they start... Is it done? Be done. Okay, that one's done. Most people, when they start with just a single drill on the front of a ship, and then transfer everything by hand. But to me, that's basically the same as doing as just drilling by hand. And I like to start producing resources as quickly as possible. That way we can move on to other projects. So I'm going to finish up. I need to get some armor around this stuff because these tubes are fragile. They'll break if anything hits them. So I'm going to get this thing covered up. Oops. I missed some spots. If you want to see how I routed this, you saw how I ran it first. I have a conveyor in the center of my cross here, and then these tubes running out to this conveyor, and then I have a conveyor there connecting to this drill, and then running up off the top of this conveyor to this drill, same thing on the bottom, and that's how I did both sides. And this drill here is connected to the conveyor door on this. You don't have to connect these doors through tubes. I could line up 100 drills, and as long as I had these doors touching and I had a conveyor on one, everything would feed into my cargo container back there. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna get back to I'm gonna make basically a big plate here, covering up these tubes. 15 days of fuel time. We'll see what happens when I turn these on. Oh, yeah, I do have to do that number. Keep forgetting I'm on a new world. Whew, that moves us around. I'll have to do some stuff with heavy armor to increase my mass here. But we'll do that after we get some mining done. Okay, let's do this last one, and then we'll take this baby out for a spin. Let's what we'll do is we'll go over here to this uranium deposit that we found earlier, if we can find it again. There it is. I want to get more of a direct approach to it. Oh yeah, I've definitely got to add some weight to this thing, because I'm just... Oh. Oh, that's lagging the game. Let's see what we got going on here. Picking up a lot of stone and some uranium. We want to get into the pocket of uranium. Nope, I hit the wrong button. Let's look now. Storage. Still not a whole lot. Let's look underneath this. You always got to take a good view of your ship and where everything is. Especially when like right now I'm dealing with light armor blocks. That will mess me up. Banging into the side of the ship. But we'll put some heavy armor on this eventually, once we get a decent amount of resources built up. Let's look there. About 5k uranium. I wanted to do that because I'm slightly concerned about my uranium intake here. And now we get to see how this thing, you know, why I took the time to build it like this. Just get lined up with my connector. Multiple angles. You may think you're straight, but you may not be. And there it's locked on. You can hit P. Now hit I, and I'll be able to see the entire inventory. And medium cargo container. Why did that not connect? So this should have... And why does it say medium cargo container 2? I guess that was the second one I built. This should have taken everything directly into my refinery. Let's go into our control panel. I see what's going on. We'll go to faction, and we'll just create the faction CFD for guitar CFD. Click OK. Let's go inside the ship and switch everything to our faction. Open up the control panel. Okay, that should have been it. So let's go back out to our ship now. What should happen is when I connect my ship, everything should flow out. Because everything is connected. You know, we have green lights here going to the connector. And the connector door is attached properly. Now, let's see. Now everything's in the refinery. Okay. And as you can see, as the uranium is being refined, it's automatically being sent to every reactor that's attached to the system. So my ship is getting some, the large reactors on the big ship are getting some. It gets spread around. But that's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode and watched building this ship with me. We obviously have quite a bit left to do to this ship, but it's now operational and we can start mining resources. We're definitely gonna have to start adding some weight to this thing. It's not near heavy enough to hold itself still while we're drilling, and that's a must.